How do you effectively launch the search of a scholarship with no prior experience? Like, what is the first thing that you do after the idea of searching for a scholarship pops up in your mind? I see a lot of people that are surrounded by people benefiting from scholarships, yet they have no idea where they are supposed to start. Like, it feels so close, yet it is so far. You do not know what steps you're supposed to take to actually get closer to the scholarship. But you feel surrounded by people who are doing it. You feel surrounded by people. You are actually surrounded by people who are benefiting from those scholarships. Hi, my name is Dindze. I am a civil engineer and I am a PhD researcher. I am actually the beneficiary of a scholarship from the University of Sapienza in Rome, in Italy. And I got my PhD scholarship after a second try. So if you are in that group of people who do not know what to do after they have decided that they want to search for a scholarship, despite seeing so many people around you who are benefiting from scholarships, then stay with me because this video is for you. I know that there are a lot of channels and a lot of organizations and a lot of services that people offer around that are more specialized in guiding applicants, guiding students search for scholarships. Yes, some of them are effective, some of them are not as effective as others. However, I think that there are some very practical strategies that are not being spoken of, and I am going to share these with you because I believe that they were quite instrumental to my own journey and that they helped my search for scholarship be more effective. I didn't have to spend time testing and failing, and because I was also in that situation. I was surrounded by so many people who were benefiting from scholarships. I wanted one. I felt like I deserved one. I felt like I was up to the task. I felt like I was eligible, but I just didn't have one. And honestly, I felt a little embarrassed to admit that I knew nothing about how to go about the search. So I don't know if it is that these channels are gatekeeping this knowledge, or they just don't realize how effective or how instrumental it can be to help young students who are in search of scholarships. So these are the practical tips that were most useful for me when searching for scholarships. So I'm going to tell you something that might seem disturbingly obvious, but it's something that really did help me. I think I should specify that the tips that I will be sharing are not particular to PhD scholarships. They are tips that can help you in your search for scholarship, be it a master's scholarship, bachelor scholarship, but most importantly, a PhD scholarship. I think that they are more suited for PhD scholarship, but of course they would help you with any kind of scholarship that you are looking for. Okay, so first step, when you have decided that you want to go looking for a scholarship, what is the first really simple thing that you could do that I do not hear a lot of people talking about? First, you could reach out to people around you who have a similar academic path, who have gone through maybe the same institution with you, who have gone ahead of you and who have successfully gotten scholarships into some institutions. I do not know why a lot of people do not do this. Meanwhile, it is very effective. Why do I say it is very effective? Because first of all, it helps you identify the institutions that give offers that are suited to your academic background. If someone who has gone through the same steps as you have has succeeded to get a scholarship in that institution, then you probably can succeed to get a scholarship in that institution. I know some of them are going to try to keep the knowledge, but from my experience, 7 out of 10 will share the knowledge with you. They may not give you everything, but they will give you something from which you can start. So you can do this just to get the list of schools that you maybe be applying to. You can do this just to know the list of schools that for which you are eligible to apply. So I think that this saves you a lot of stress than going blindly into the internet and searching blindly for scholarships through websites. If you just start searching for university websites, it is very unlikely that you're going to find the most prominent universities or most prominent institutions that offer scholarships in your field. You're not going to find as many as you would have found if you just went through people who have gone through the same academic path as you and ask them about their institution. Ask them about their institution, ask them about their scholarship. Be polite, approach them maybe on LinkedIn. I don't know, depending on how close you are to these people, what your relationship is like. Approach them and ask them what is your institute, where is your institution, what is the name of your institution. You benefited from a scholarship. What was the scholarship like? Just ask them. You would be surprised at how many people are willing to give replies to those answers. So do not be held back by the idea that a few people do not want to share the knowledge, that a few people want to hoard the knowledge and then stay back. It is only by trying that you can actually get these answers. So go and ask. 7 out of 10 from my experience will give you the answers, and even more. Many of them are more willing to help than you imagine. Now, tip number 2, after having identified the institutions that are a possible match for what you're looking for, and you decide to go on and start putting together the required documents and every other thing that I think other channels are better suited to tell you about putting the documents together, your recommendation letters, your CVs, your transcripts of records, and all those other documents. I think other channels can help you with that better. But what I want to say in this particular video is that another very important step that will help your quest for a scholarship be more effective is reach out to people, make initial contact. So for me, what I did was that before the call for applications was made, I took it upon myself to go on the websites. There are, for PhD scholarships, for example, there are professors in different universities who probably have a position and have a scholarship that may be a match for you, and they are looking for candidates, but you're not going to know unless you reach out to them initially. So I searched on the website, searched for the departments in which I was interested, and I sent out cold emails. So I just made first contact, and I recommend that you do this before the call for applications is made, so that it is clear that you're not simply doing it because you actually want to do the work with them. You're actually interested in their work. You actually check them out. So you check them out and you send emails to them. This is my academic background. This is my professional background. I've checked your work on this, and I'm interested in this. I am open to work with you. And you would be surprised that some of them would actually reply. So if you sent out, say, 5 emails and you got 1 reply, I think that one reply is actually, it takes just 1 reply for you to, 1 yes for you to get a scholarship, probably. I mean, if you have already made initial contact with your supervisor, the chances of you being actually chosen to do the work, to work with them, are higher. Let's not complicate this. Let me paint a simple scenario. A professor, a supervisor in a university that you know nothing about is really just a human being. So if you were given a task to find an assistant, find someone with whom you're going to work on a particular project, would you not feel more comfortable to choose someone whom you have already known, whom you have had a humanly interaction with, than to choose a total stranger whom you've just recently read about? Or because most of the times when you send out these cold emails and they reply, they're going to ask to maybe do a video call or Zoom meet, and they ask you questions and then see how it's going to work. And sometimes it is through these interactions that you get more ideas. It is through these interactions that they can guide you and be like, okay, the call will be made around this time. Now you already know around what time the call will be made. Of course, the supervisor is not going to be on the jury all alone. There are going to be other professors on the jury, but they can tell you that you should do this, do this. When you're writing your proposal, make sure to watch out for this, make sure to watch out for that. You already have an inside man. So I think that even the same way it works with jobs and recommendations and so on, it's the same type of leverage you're trying to take advantage of here. You're just trying to make initial contact, have an inside person, but you're doing it in a way that is totally legal. So you're just being more proactive than other people. While other people just send their documents and they never made any initial contact, you made initial contact, and sometimes you had a pleasant interaction with the person. And tell me why they would not consider you for that position when the time actually comes to make a choice. So this was really helpful for me, not only in my PhD scholarship, but it has been helpful in many other things. And I think that if you combine these two tips in your search for a scholarship, it's going to help you get whatever you're looking for faster, with less resources and less waste of time. And so I'm convinced that if the idea of searching for a scholarship just popped up in your mind today, and this is really just the first time that such an idea pops into your mind, you're going to walk away from this video with very practical steps to take from today. So yes, thank you for watching right up until this point, and stay tuned to my channel. If this video was insightful for you, I share tips, I share ideas from my experiences, I share lessons that can help young people in their quest in relationships, their quest in building a business, their quest in career. You're still starting off your career and you really do not know much about what the workplace is, and you're really confused, you're overwhelmed with early adulthood, then this space is for you. Stay tuned, like, comment, and press the subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you, and until next time, bye.